Imagine a world where ketchup, pasta sauce, and salsa are in short supply. Well, that horrible reality for many Americans may be one step closer to coming true. Farmers across the U.S. are warning of a tomato shortage. NTD's Phil Zoe has a story.
Americans love tomatoes, or rather, the food that we get from tomatoes.
Unless you're allergic to tomatoes, right? I can't imagine that Americans are not using at least one tomato product per day.
Lisa Cutter and her husband from Bethlehem, Georgia, are major tomato fans.
My husband loves ketchup. If he could just drink ketchup, he would. He's one of those people who will wear a t-shirt that says, "I put ketchup on my ketchup." Yes.
Cutter says her family eats food made from tomatoes pretty much every day.
I mean, most people eat French fries, right? And what do they dip those in? Generally, they're dipping them in ketchup. A lot of people eat hamburgers. What's on your hamburgers? Ketchup. That's just the ketchup side of things. That doesn't even include all the, Italian Americans like myself who eat a ton of pizza and pasta. So when sauce is on sale at the grocery store, believe me, I buy multiple jars.
But farmers in California who are responsible for most of America's tomatoes used in pasta sauce, ketchup, and salsa say for this harvest season, it's looking bad, mostly because of extreme drought in California and also inflation and supply chain issues. The California Tomato Growers Association says farmers are paying 20% more to grow tomatoes.
I buy sauces, I buy salsa, I buy ketchup, so I realize those prices will go up, and it's because of the drought here in California.
Then there are Americans like Amy Levy who use tomato products occasionally, but raw tomatoes, forget about it.
I don't like the texture, I don't like the skin, I don't like the juice, I don't like the seeds. The whole consistency bothers me.
Levy has been a lifelong tomato critic, she says.
People have said, Amy, the best tomatoes are in Israel, the best tomatoes are in Greece, the best tomatoes are in Italy. And I say, no thank you, I don't need a bite of it.
Last year, only 11 million tons of processing tomatoes were harvested. That's down 25% from the peak harvest season in 2015. Phil Zoe, NTD News.
It's unknown how much of an impact truck crashes have on the tomato shortage, but a second tomato spill occurred on the freeway again. More tomatoes were spilled on Interstate 5 past Elk Grove Boulevard after a commercial truck lost a trailer in a vehicle crash and sent them rolling across the freeway on Friday morning. The driver is fine, and CHP is checking if another vehicle is involved. It's the second tomato spill in a week. On Monday, a big rig hauling tomatoes crashed into the center divider on I-80 and sent thousands of tomatoes spilling onto pavement. Authorities had to shut down the freeway in both directions to clean up before reopening the roads again. California Highway Patrol officers have begun ramping up operations on highways throughout the state as they attempt to catch drunk and drug-impaired drivers as part of their annual Labor Day weekend enforcement campaign. NTD's Bill Thomas tells us more.
The California Highway Patrol's maximum enforcement period began at 6 this afternoon and will last until 11:59 on Monday night. CHP Commissioner Amanda Ray says alcohol and drug-impaired driving continues to be a leading cause of traffic fatalities and injuries in California, and the moment an impaired driver gets behind the wheel, they put themselves and every other person on the road in great danger. Commissioner Ray also said the CHP will continue using various strategies to ensure travelers in California have, quote, the highest level of safety. Last year, during the Labor Day weekend, CHP officers say they arrested 985 motorists statewide on suspicion of driving under the influence. During the same time, 43 people died in car incidents throughout California. The CHP also says between vehicle towing and storage, fines, legal fees, car insurance increases, and more, a DUI arrest could set you back more than $13,000. Bill Thomas, NTD News, California.
San Francisco's Millennium Tower is slowly becoming the American version of the Leaning Tower of Pisa. It has suffered from extreme tilt, and the solution may be around the corner. Maybe better to say under the corner.
The Millennium Tower in San Francisco has sunk and started leaning. Its top is now leaning over 29 inches, and its base has sunk 18 inches. And to fix it, NBC Bay Area reported that San Francisco officials have approved a plan to restore its official position. The solution would be to install 18 cylindrical metal supports called piles under the building to support the structure, but the fix is still garnering skepticism from one geotechnical engineer. Bob Pike told NBC that by excavating a large portion of the ground to implement this, the supposed fix could remove supporting bedrock. In a statement to NBC, he said, quote, "The last thing you want to do to a tower is digging 25 feet deep excavations along the side of the building that are settling and tilting. But engineers and planners are operating under a time constraint. If or when the building leans another 11 inches over, life safety systems and elevators will start failing."
A teachers union in Southern California is gearing up to boycott extra school days. The Los Angeles Unified School District approved adding 4 optional instruction days earlier this year.
A teachers union in Southern California is gearing up to boycott extra school days added by the Los Angeles Unified School District. United Teachers Los Angeles officials said the 4 extra accelerated days were added without consulting with parents, teachers, or other school workers. The union filed an unfair labor practice complaint earlier this month. The district board approved adding extra school days in April to help students catch up on learning emerging from the pandemic. District Superintendent Alberto Carvalho said these optional instruction days will provide a deep level of supplemental academic support for our students who need it the most. Students who have lost the most ground, students in foster care, students with English language limitations, or one or more disabilities. The union said the district's estimated $122 million fund should go into hiring long-term positions such as nurses. However, Superintendent Alberto Carvalho argued funding is not permanent and cannot be used to hire permanent staff. The spokesperson said the district looks forward to reaching a fair and timely agreement that ultimately benefits both students and educators. Teachers union members are planning to rally on October 19th. Bill Thomas, NTD News, Los Angeles.
People and animals alike are trying to keep cool during California's heat wave. Here's how one animal shelter in Los Angeles is holding up.
As a prolonged heat wave grips Southern California, workers at the NKLA Best Friends Animal Adoption Center make sure its cats and dogs are kept cool and comfortable by keeping them air-conditioned and fed with icy treats. And with more than 30 cats and 30 dogs to attend to, the workers have their hands full keeping these furry friends nice and chilled.
So this is Splitter, and he's been at the Pet Adoption Center here for just a couple of days. And we have him outside today just to give him a little bit of exercise, a little bit of a potty break. But we're very aware that, it is hot outside right now, so we keep our potty breaks short, and we always want to offer cool, fresh water for the dogs. We also have some kiddie pools that are available for the dogs to be able to walk through and cool down their paws.
And with such extreme weather hitting the state, putting animals at risk, animal shelters are calling on people to adopt more animals.
We have about 30 cats currently on site, and in Los Angeles right now it is considered kitten season. So kitten season is during the hottest months of the year, and we're definitely feeling that right now with the heat wave that's happening in Los Angeles. And so we're very lucky to have this facility and to be able to house our cats indoors in some air conditioning and some cooler temperatures.
A record-breaking heat wave hit California on Wednesday. The state's inland valleys may see temperatures of up to 115 degrees and 100 degrees along the coast over the Labor Day weekend.
Since COVID hit and past pandemic, our shelters all across the country are at full capacity. And a lot of people are just not adopting in the same way that they used to. So we really are urgently asking for people to foster and adopt these animals, especially during the heat of the summer, because, they're just going to do way better in a home.
Temperatures could reach all-time highs in many parts of the state. An area of high pressure that built up over the desert in the southwest caused by the extreme heat will move through California over the next several days.
Now to NTD's Thomas Christian for an update on sports.